Hi, my name's Phil Gardner and welcome to Fun with Boxes. Well, today I'm doing something a little bit different. In fact, I'm doing something I've never done before. Normally when I do videos, they are pretty much always board games that we own. But a few weekends ago, our good friends Libby and Julian came to visit us. You may know Libby and Julian as Boxed Meeples. And they came and spent the weekend with us, and we had what we call DreCon 2024, and you can check out their video to find out what games we got up to. And when they came to visit us, not only did they bring their absolutely lovely dog Fen, but no, they brought two very exciting board games that at the time have not been released. So we were super excited at the prospect to play some of these games. I haven't got the board game with me, so it means I can't do my usual fun with boxes, unboxing and various things like that. But I did take a few pictures when we played the game, so at least I can show you them. Well, that game is Rock Hard 1977. No. What's going on here? Enough of that. Designed by Jackie Fox and published by DEVIR Games. It's a game for 2 to 5 players and will last around 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And it's a game played over 9 rounds, and each round is a day in the adventures of an upcoming rock star, which is you. Don't put that down. And you will win the game by accruing the most fame. But how? Well, you'll be increasing your reputation, increasing your chops, and increasing the number of songs that you have written. And you'll be achieving production, performance, and publicity bonuses, getting record deals and earning royalties, and playing concerts, and of course, hanging out at the hottest after-hours spots. Are you ready to live like a rock star? Good Lord. Well, let's get one thing out of the way, shall we? One of the coolest things I've seen in board gaming for many, many years, and that is these player boards. Wow, they are absolutely unbelievable. Just really take me back to the days when I had a guitar and I was rocking out with the band, and those amp style dials there on the player boards. Wow. They just look fantastic, and they are for recording your chops, your reputation, and the number of songs there, and for your royalty bonuses as well. But over to the right hand side there's a strange knob there for craving, and that's one of the rather brilliant things about this game, and that is the candy that you can buy to give you a sugar rush, so to speak. And you can score yourself some candy, and taking that candy could give you that extra little sugar boost to give you extra actions in the game. But of course, you've got to be very careful if you're taking too much candy, because that's where your craving comes in, and should you take a little bit too much, then the next time you take some, you could be in a spot of bother. So every time you take some candy, you have to roll a die, and if you fail that die, then you need to, as the song goes, go to rehab, baby. And when you take candy, you draw a card, and you could be granted an extra action that turn, or you could be granted up to 2 actions. But watch out though, it could be you paid a lot of money for that candy, but it turned out to be sugar free. Oh, and you get no actions at all. Oh dear. Never mind. Well, we're talking about actions. What are these actions? What are you doing in a game of Rock Hard 1977? Well, if we take a look at the player board here and the lovely turn order part there with guitar picks, love it. The game board is split into 4 main areas. But if we just look at the outside of the board there, we've got our fame track, I guess that would be called, that we're trying to get our reputation up. And the first one to pass 50 there triggers the end of the game. And along the top there, we have some group objectives that we're all trying to do by the end of the game. And then a little 9-round calendar there that will mark the progress of the game. And if you notice, there's some dollar signs there, and every time you cross from one month to another that's got a dollar sign, then you have to pay your manager that amount of money. And directly underneath that, then you have some action spaces that you can take at any point during the game, allowing you to buy or sell candy, donate blood for money, write a song, or actually go to work, because you will need to go to work in order to earn some money, which is very important. But the main part of the board there are the 3 areas there. The area on the left, which is in yellow, the central area green, and the red area. Everyone will take their morning actions, and then following that, everyone then will take their daytime actions, and then lastly, everyone will take their nighttime actions, where they will hang out. And of course, rather than taking any of these actions, players can take the common actions that I mentioned earlier on. And your daytime actions then, well, what you could do an interview for the radio, which will increase your reputation. Or you could pop to the recording studios, where you'll have to pay some money and record 1 or 2 songs. You may need to be hiring some crew to do some gigs later, and you will be wanting perhaps to hire a publicist or hire an indie promo, which is a very, very important thing indeed, because we all need to get a promo. And we're able to do that in the hangout area, where we are working on recording a demo late in the evening. And once we've got our demo tape, well, we can come then into the daytime phase and then look to record a record deal, which will earn us some royalty. Is our sugar supply there? And should we overdo the sugar, there's where we go into rehab and do some recovery. And then in the evening, we can record some more songs, perhaps in the rehearsal studios, or we could start to do some gigs, and we could go to TJ's or the Fox Den. But if we wanted to play some bigger venues, then we would need to have some roadies with us. And ultimately, we'll be wanting to play a stellar gig in the Carter Stadium. And then when we get to the wee hours of the morning, then we could perhaps go to bed early and get a fresh start at the beginning of the day. We could record our demo tape, or we can hang out in Slinkies, Jack's, Bud's, Hoover's, or backstage. And all those different hangout locations will give you extra things during the game. And during the game, you're trying to get your chops up, your reputation, and your songs, because the more you increase them, it means the more famous you are and the better sellout gigs that you will be performing at. And you're doing all this for money. And wow, is money fantastic in this game. I know people don't like Monopoly, and people don't like paper money because of their experiences of Monopoly, but I tell you what, the paper money in this game, wow, it is brilliant. It is really, really fantastic. It's so cool, and every one of the bills is marked up in some way. It's very, very thematic. Really, really nice. So during the game, you'll have your own goals that you would have received at the beginning of the game to work towards, and you will have the group objective goals as well. They're all the time building up your reputation and the number of songs you've recorded, and of course building up some money for you to be able to pay for your manager and to pay for any other costs that you incur, especially if you want to get some candy, of course. This game is, I feel, quite straightforward. Once you've played a turn, you will be fine. You'll know exactly what you're doing. It's got some great elements. It's got the worker placement element, and you've got some set collection going on there. Everything in it makes sense. The theme really, really shines through here. It is absolutely incredible. You're doing stuff during the day, and then perhaps you're doing gigs in the evening, and then partying in the nighttime. All the time boosting up your reputation and getting some hit records out there. It is a brilliant game. It is an absolute joy to play. It really is. It really took me back to the days when I used to be in a rock band many years ago. There's enough of that now, I rather think. And what a fantastic trip down memory lane that was. I'm not sure it's a general availability at this moment in time when you watch this video, but it is one to definitely keep an eye out for and one to definitely pick up, especially if you enjoy the theme. And even if you don't really enjoy the theme as such, it's still a cracking little game. It is really good. And I've not even mentioned turning the dials up to number 11. Why would I mention such a thing? Who knows what that even means? Is it perhaps a pop culture reference? Or is it perhaps a numerical mistake on the player boards? Perhaps somebody had taken a little bit too much candy at the time and thought, for fun, they will add 11 onto the amp board there. But of course, I know it is a pop culture reference, and it's one that I do enjoy. Careful with that axe, Eugene. Well, there you go. That's Rock Hard 1977. My first impressions of it. It really is a cracking game. And you'll have to excuse me if I got anything a little bit funky there. It's because, well, we don't own the game. We were just lucky enough to play it the other day at Dracon when our good friends Libby and Julian visited us. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please don't forget to click the old like button and hit that subscribe button too. That would be really fantastic. And in the meantime, as always, please do take care and bye for now.